Hey, this is Dr. Colin Ross again in video number 2, and I want to talk about the subject, why when we look at bodybuilders, they're so big, and why when you look at runners, they tend to be so thin. Why? Because when you have decided to start an exercise program, sometimes people look at bodybuilders and think, should I do that? Or they think, should I be like a runner and run every day and do that? You don't want to be like a bodybuilder. You don't necessarily want to be like a runner. What you want to be is fit. I know how guilty you can feel because I remember there was a guy that lived in my neighborhood that every morning he ran by my house. Every time I was getting in my car to go somewhere, I would see him running and running and running. So one day I told him, because we live near an airport, that, hey, dude, you ever notice that every time you go running, there's a plane or a helicopter in the sky? It could be the police or the helicopter looking for some suspect, and you don't want to be confused with a suspect. So I haven't seen the guy for a couple of months. He probably either moved away or he started running a different route. But the moral of the story is I don't feel as guilty anymore seeing this guy run every day. So when you decide to do activity, what is it that you could do? You just want to be fit. You don't have time. You don't want to lift weights to become like a bodybuilder, and you don't like to run and want to run every day to become thin like a jogger. So here is how you become fit. We need to understand, and this is the chart that you're going to look at, how your body burns energy with your voluntary muscle and your involuntary muscle. Your main voluntary muscle is your arms, your feet, because you can tell them right arm move, left arm move, right foot move. When you tell those muscles to move, you are burning carbohydrates. But your heart is an involuntary muscle. That heart needs to beat all the time. I do not want to have the power to tell my heart right now, stop beating for 10 seconds. Or the video would be over. Your heart, when you are at minimal activity, look at the chart, is burning fat because it's the fuel most available. But look at what happens when you go from minimum to moderate activity to maximal activity. But let's look at minimal activity, moderate activity. You notice that when you go to moderate activity, your heart burns fat and then your muscles burn fat. So when you go back and forth between minimal to moderate, you're burning double the fat in half the time. And that's how you become fit. Remember in the last video I said, when you want to do activity, you want to do those 15 minutes 3 times a week. And then the first activity, whatever it is, whether it's walking, running, swimming, etc., you want to do it slow. Then you want to speed it up a little bit. Then you want to go back to slow. It's because if you look at the chart, you will see that when you go from minimal activity to moderate activity, minimal to moderate, you start to burn fat and you don't burn up as many carbs or protein, and that's how you remain fit. So you don't have to work out, lift weights to be like a bodybuilder. You don't have to run every day to be as thin as a jogger. You just need to understand minimal to moderate, walking, running. I start walking slow. I speed it up a little bit. I go back to walking slow while I'm listening to my 3 songs. First song, minimal activity. Second song, moderate activity. Third song, back to minimal activity, and I'm done. So, I'm not a bodybuilder, I'm not a runner, but I'm fit. I'll see you. Have a good day. Hasta luego.